there, welcome or welcome back. Today's video is going to be a comparison video. I really hope that you guys will find it helpful. If you're new, I'd also love if you would consider subscribing to my channel. But let's get straight into it. I'm going to be doing half and half, one styler on each side. And I'm very excited about this because you guys know how much I have loved the Curlsmith Hydrogel Flexi Jelly for so long. I'm really close to being done with this one. And recently Curlsmith came out with their new Frizz Rescue line, and this is their curl retainer, which is also another jelly styler from Curlsmith. And as you can see, the packaging is identical on these. The only difference is the color, and then obviously like the names and everything. On the scale here for hold, the Hydrogel Flexi Jelly is at a 7. And then the Frizz Rescue Curl Retainer is at a 6. So it says that it has a little less hold. Now I don't know if I fully agree with that. I am going to get into all of my thoughts and share it once I apply them. I have used this one a couple times on my hair, but today we're going to be doing one on each side. So just splitting my hair in half. And since these are gels, I'm definitely going to be using a leave-in with them. I feel like it's a better option than a curl cream because it's not going to make a big difference in the end result. It just adds some moisture. So I'm using what's probably my favorite one, the Rizzo's Curls Refresh and Detangle Spray, but it's like a leave-in type of product, and I love using this one on my wash days as well. So I'm going to actually put it into my hands so that it doesn't go everywhere. Apply some to each side. We'll start out with the Flexi Jelly. I've used this a million times. I know exactly what to expect with it. I'm going to put it on this side of my head. I'm going to use like that much, stripping. It's fairly thin and runny, not too thick, and it kind of has this not quite milkiness, but it's not fully clear. It looks clear when you spread it on your hands, but when it comes out of the bottle, it has a little bit of like a white opacity to it. Like it definitely is closer to clear than being white, but sort of in the middle. And it has a really nice hydrating, sticking to my lip gloss, texture to it. So same application, just smoothing over and scrunching it in. Now, if you look at the curl retainer, once it's squeezed out onto my hand, it's definitely a lot more opaque and thicker than Flexi Jelly. It's just a thicker jelly. It kind of wiggles when you shake your hand. And it's actually not completely smooth. Like it has this texture to it. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do the same situation over here. It's just a little bit heavier, but it still has a moisturizing feeling to it. Like it definitely adds that moisture that I feel like a jelly styler does. This is what we have. If you hear the timer going off, it's my bread. But I'm just gonna take my t-shirt and scrunch out some excess moisture and everything from both sides. I always do this when I style. I just feel like my hair dries a little bit faster, and it kind of almost makes sure that everything is really evenly distributed, and just that all of that product is really squished into my hair. And it also helps with some extra shrinkage and definition. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference. But I have to go get my bread out of the oven. I feel like I'm always making bread when I'm filming. But anyways, this is the side with the Hydrogel Flexi Jelly. I know it's kind of hard to tell because my hair is really dark. And then this is the side with the Frizz Rescue Curl Retainer. And I'm gonna let my hair dry fully, and then I will be back and show you guys the results and share all of my thoughts and opinions and all of that good stuff. I'll see you guys then. Okay, I'm back, but it's getting dark, so I turned my ring light on. My hair is completely dry, but I do have a cast on both sides. I will say this side, it's a little bit stronger, which I've noticed in the past using the Frizz retainer that it leaves more of a cast than honestly probably most of the gels that I have. So that's something to note, but it kind of makes sense because it is like a heavier product, and also it's focused on avoiding frizz, which would make sense. But I'm going to use this JVN oil, the Nourishing Shine Drops, to scrunch out my cast on both sides. Just going to do a few drops because that's really all it takes of this. Alright, so here is each side of my hair. As you can see, they look very similar, And I will say, I feel like this is going to be a preference thing because I personally really like both of these. And I'm not going to say that the curl retainer is replacing my flexi jelly because I don't feel that way at all. I really love the flexi jelly, but I do really like the other one as a styler as well. I just think that there are some differences that are notable. So here's the thing. I do think both of these really help to avoid frizz when styling your hair. I think both of them leave a cast and kind of lock in the moisture and give you really pretty results. But first of all, I do think it might be noticeable to you guys that the side that left the heavier cast, the curl retainer, also kind of clumps just slightly better, which again would make sense with something that is claiming to help you avoid frizz in your hair, because clumps and a hard cast, both of those things really help to diminish frizz in your wavy or curly hair. So I also think that the side with the flexi jelly feels slightly more weightless and just a little bit lighter and more fluffy. I do think that the curl retainer leaves not a producty feeling on the hair, but it is more just slightly more heavy and producty than the flexi jelly, so it's going to be more noticeable in your hair comparatively. So I do think that's important to note, but it's not like it weighs my hair down. It's a little bit harder to get the cast out, and I feel like it is a stronger hold product, which is kind of interesting because I mentioned earlier that the flexi jelly was at a 7 on the scale and the curl retainer was marked at a 6. I feel like it's maybe switched around because I do feel like the curl retainer is a little bit stronger hold, and it just gives me obviously better cast, and just my hair doesn't feel quite as fluffy and soft like I said. So it depends if the feeling of your hair is a really big thing for you. But I do feel, like I said, like they give me very similar results, and it's just going to depend on your personal preference. I will say if your hair is more coarse, I feel like you would prefer the curl retainer, and if it's more fine, I think you would prefer the flexi jelly. That's just my observation, obviously, but they're just different in that way. I would recommend them for different hair types, just in the way that they perform. But I have pretty medium hair when it comes to coarseness and also density. My hair is pretty thick, but it's not super high density. So I just want to share obviously my hair type with you guys, but I like both of them. I think they're both really good. Again, it's just going to depend on your preference. If you do not like at all the feeling of like product in your hair and you really want something bouncy and fluffy and lightweight, I would go for the flexi jelly. But if you don't mind that as much and you really just want to try to avoid frizz, you want really good clumping and all of that, then maybe check out the curl retainer. But I really like that Curlsmith is like expanding their range of jelly stylers because I feel like they do it really well. I definitely need to try more from Curlsmith. I know it's such a hyped brand and there's so many loved products. But anyways, I'm gonna end this video now because I don't want it to be super long. I just wanted to share my thoughts with you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'll try to show you guys more close-ups as well, but yeah, that's going to be it for me today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.